Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with a beautiful set of unicorn ombre nails. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going in with this Essie color, and I also forgot to wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, so I'm going back and doing that now, and that's just to remove any of that leftover dust from the acrylic. So once again, I'm going in with this Essie color, and the reason why I'm doing this really light color is because I really just want the polish to just stick really good to something. It will still go on the nail, like the ombre effect will still go on the nail without a base, but I wanted to give it a little more like opaque looking at the bottom, because I didn't want to do white, because I didn't want the colors to be super bright. So that's why I'm doing this light color, and it's actually really pretty by itself. It gives you like a really natural look. So once again, this is a color by Essie. And then I also want to take out the time to thank everybody that supported my website. I am placing another order, or I've already placed the order yesterday, so it's more stuff coming. So if you didn't get to order your stuff, please bear with me. I promise every time I order stuff, I keep restocking more and more, but everything just sells out super quick. So after we do this color, we're gonna go in with our 3 ombre colors. So I'm gonna be using a pink, a purple, and like a teal color. So this color is by LA Colors in the color Bubbles, or Pink Bubbles. This one is by Essie. The purple is by Essie, and then the teal color is also by LA Colors. So as you can see, I'm just dabbing the color on the nail, and they are going to be light at first, but you kind of have to build it up as you go with different coats. So the way that you know if it's time to add more color to your sponge is the color you would just get lighter and lighter as you move on to a different nail. As you can see, you can barely even tell on that index finger. So I'm going to go back and add some, and then do the thumb, and then I am going to come back again and do that same thing again. And you kind of just want to keep doing this until you get that effect or the intensity of the color that you want, or the brightness. So I'm going to do this about 3 or 4 times. And whenever you do this with the sponge, you want to make sure that you use colors that aren't too thick, because you don't want to add too much polish. Usually all the colors that I use, I make sure that when I pick the colors, it's a color that's fairly new. That way it's not super thick, because it's not, most likely it's not going to work, or you're going to have a really thick nail with a lot of polish on it. So as you can see, as we do more layers, the color gets brighter. So once again, I'm doing a pink, a purple, and that teal color, and then I'm going to go in with my French brush by Alpha Brush in a number 6, and I just use this little brush as a cleanup brush to clean around the cuticle area. And you want to make sure you clean around before you move to the other hand, because if not, it's going to dry up and it's going to be a little bit harder to take off. So once again, this is a French brush by Alpha Brush, and I'll leave the link in the description as well as a promo code. So once again, I'm going to apply the polish on the sponge, and then I'm just going to dab it on the nail. You want to make sure you turn the nail over to the sides to make sure you get a really good coverage over the whole nail. And remember, just keep adding polish to your sponge as it kind of wears off. And the way you will know if it's time to add more polish is the color will just get lighter and lighter as you move on to the other nails. So just go back and add more polish. And remember, when you do it, you want to make sure that you get a color that's not too thick. I know usually when polishes kind of start, when they get old, or whenever it's barely something in the bottle, they start getting thick. So you want to make sure that your color is still pretty liquidy to where it's not too thick, because if not, this will not work as good. Alrighty, so now I'm just cleaning it around that cuticle area, and remember I'm using a French brush by Alpha Brush in a number 6, and I'm just dipping it into acetone. And before I even wipe or touch the skin with the brush, I'll kind of wipe it off on the paper towel. That way my brush isn't just dripping all over the place. So once again, I dip it into the acetone, I kind of wipe it off on a paper towel, and then I go around the cuticle area. And it's important that you do this after each hand, so you don't want to do the polish and then go back to the other hand and do the polish and then try to come back and remove the polish, because it will dry up pretty quickly. Okay, so now I'm going in with a small nail art brush, and I'm using my Tammy Taylor gel, and I'm doing that unicorn look. So as you can see, I kind of start at one corner, which is the bottom left corner, and then I just wiggle my gel over to the other side of the nail. And you want to just do this to the whole nail, and then we're going to cure it for 60 seconds. So once again, I'm using my Tammy Taylor gel, and then I'm just using a small gel brush, and then I connect the side, and then I kind of wipe it off because I don't want it to be really thick. So I am going to go ahead and just cure this one, even though I'm doing the other nail on that same hand too, but I don't want it to run while I'm doing the other hand. So I'm going to go ahead and cure it and move on to the other hand. So once again, I'm using that Tammy Taylor gel, and you can use any gel. You want to just make sure that it's not too runny. I know there's a lot of gels that are way too runny. You want to make sure you use something that kind of keeps its shape like this. So I've only used, the only two gels that I've ever used is the Tammy Taylor one and the OPI one, and both of those work really good. So once again, I'm just starting from the bottom left corner, and then I kind of wiggle it around, or I don't know, like wave it to the other side, and then you just do that over the whole nail, and then I just connect the sides, and then we're going to cure that one too for 60 seconds. As you can see, I'm moving on to the other hand, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the gel lines, and then I'm going to come back and cure it and do the other hand. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go back in with my IBD gel top coat, and you want to make sure that when you're applying this top coat, you apply it in the way that the ridges are going, because you don't want to fill in the little ridges, because then it would just take away from that unicorn effect. It will kind of, like I said, it will just fill in the ridges. But you want to make sure that you put it all over the nail, because if not, since I'm doing the chrome, if you miss the spot, the chrome won't stick to that nail. So make sure you apply it really good over the whole nail, and we're going to cure that for 30 seconds. Same thing for the other hand. As you can see, I'm applying the top coat sideways in the way that the little ridges are going, and that is really important, because if not, you're going to take away from your unicorn effect. And then we're going to cure this for 30 seconds, and we're going to go back and add the chrome to the other hand. So remember, for mine, I only have to cure for 30 seconds, but all gels and all lights are different. So you might have to cure yours for less time or more time for the chrome to stick to the nail. So I'm using that same makeup wet sponge to apply my chrome. I just turned it over to the clean side, and then I'm just rubbing the chrome onto the nail. And I do have this chrome on my website, so I'll leave the link in the description. Once again, this is my holographic chrome, and I'm just applying it with a makeup wet sponge. And then I'm going to go back and do the same thing to the other hand. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go back and add my gel top coat to those nails. And remember, same thing as before. You want to apply that top coat in the way that the ridges are going so you don't fill in the little gaps. And then after this, we're going to apply some bling. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with my Mia Secret gel resin to apply some bling, and I'm going to be using my SS6 and my SS12, and I also have these on my website, and I am restocking again. I already have a couple of orders coming in. I promise that I did not think that everything was going to sell out so quick again, so please bear with me. I'm trying to kind of get the hang of it and I promise I add more and more every time that I restock. So I will have everything in stock again pretty soon. And I also want to mention that whenever I'm applying my bling, I've been using my Mia Secret gel resin, and I'm also using my Mia Secret gel resin activator, which is what you just watched me spray. And basically that spray just dries the glue really quick. For a while I stopped using the Mia Secret gel resin because it was taking a little bit longer for it to dry, but with the spray it just dries the glue instantly. I know a lot of people have been asking me if I still use my Big Bondini, and the answer is no, only because I had like 2 bottles, and if you get glue around the top of it where you screw the top on, it will shut glue, or it will, is that how you say it? It won't open anymore. So I feel like I just kept wasting bottles because it's kind of impossible to get glue around the top of it, because every time you put the brush back in there, you kind of get it around the top of the bottle. So I just kept wasting bottles because it would be like almost full and then it's just shut and I can't get it back to open. So that's why I started back using my Mia Secret, because I already had some in my closet. So I just took my Mia Secret back out, and like I said, I just ended up ordering the Mia Secret gel resin activator. So once again, there's nothing wrong with the Big Bondini glue. It worked great for me when I was using it. The only thing was that I was having problems with me getting the top to not shut glue, or is that, y'all? Yeah, I couldn't get it to stay open, I guess I could say. It kept messing up on me and I was having to throw them away, but that's the only thing. Alrighty, so after this, I'm just going to go back and apply my IBD gel top coat to the rest of the nails. And I'm going to cure them for 30 seconds. And then after that, I'm just going to apply my cuticle oil. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with my clear pineapple cuticle oil, which smells great, and it's on my website, so I'll leave the link in the description. And this is the final look. They turned out so pretty. They look so unicorny. The ombre is beautiful. That pink, that purple, and that teal color just looks so good together. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at GetNailed32, and I'll see you guys in my next video.